White House announced Israel has agreed to allow daily 4-hour pauses in fighting in northern Gaza to let civilians move to safer areas and for aid to get into Gaza. Earlier, President Biden said he pushed Israel's prime minister for an even longer pause.
You know, I've been asking for a pause for a lot more than 3 decades. Maybe this.
Did you ask him to pause for 3 days to get the hostages out for that?
Yes. I've asked for even a longer pause for some of them.
He's been pushing for a longer pause for quite some time, actually. NewsNation's Robert Sherman is live for us now in Tel Aviv. Robert, Israel's military is insisting that this agreement isn't a ceasefire, and there won't be a ceasefire until hostages are released. But did they confirm these 4-hour daily humanitarian pauses today?
Yes, and that's the distinction there is that ceasefires are a hard no right now, but pauses are a yes. And in fact, we've seen some degree of pauses over the last couple of days, blocks in the middle of the day that have allowed for humanitarian corridors to be opened up. According to the White House, this will regiment it a bit more. It'll also open up a second humanitarian corridor every day, which runs along the coastline to get more people out of northern Gaza. So far, we've already seen tens of thousands of people making that trek from northern Gaza south to get out of the fighting fray. And in terms of how this came about, Elizabeth, that's still a little bit unclear. We know the CIA director was in Qatar today to negotiate a bigger hostage release deal that had this as a parameter of it. In terms of if that's what led to this deal being struck, that's not clear yet, but we know these talks have been ongoing for a while.
Yeah, and we know that Secretary Blinken was just there, that President Biden has been on the phone with Benjamin Netanyahu, repeatedly urging these humanitarian pauses as global and internal domestic pressure increases for that. We're also hearing that today the IDF was raiding in the West Bank. What was going on in the West Bank?
Yeah, that's a story that's been ongoing, that has been overshadowed by what's been going on in the Gaza Strip. But ever since October 7th, you've seen quite a few raids taking place over in the West Bank. This one happening in the Jenin area, in which the IDF confirms that over a dozen people were killed, another 20 were arrested, a lot of them affiliated with Hamas, a couple with the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. But this has been ongoing for a couple of weeks, to the tune of over 1,400 people being arrested in the West Bank since October 7th. The majority, the IDF claims, are affiliated with Hamas. Elizabeth?
All right, Robert Sherman reporting live from Tel Aviv. Thanks so much. And thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.